My friends traumatized a burglar, but it was so funny we got away with it. In college, I was throwing an end-of-year party at my house when I suddenly felt the need to throw up. Both bathrooms were taken, so as a last resort, I ran outside and into the bushes. When I was finally done and looked up, I saw my neighbor's window open. This was weird because he was at my party and he lived alone. I went over to the window and saw some guy with a travel bag stuffing everything valuable he could fit inside it. It took me a minute to realize what I was seeing, but when it hit me, I ran back upstairs telling everyone there was someone robbing the house next door. A few girls called the police, but for the guys, it was already too late. Some of them picked up brooms. One even grabbed a roll of duct tape, and they all ran across to the house next door. The burglar sees them, panics, and tries to leave through the same window. By then, it was already too late because the mob of drunk guys tackled him to the ground and hit him with their brooms. He just laid there, absolutely terrified out of his mind. When the rest of the guys came outside, the duct tape guy saw what was going on and started to tie the guy's hands and feet together. I have no idea why the burglar just let it happen because next someone brought a giant trash bag outside and we fit his entire body inside of it. He was wrapped up like a Christmas present with his head sticking out while we continued to tie him up with the entire roll of tape. He just sat there mumbling for us to let him go and promising he'd never come back. The police were still nowhere in sight, and one guy had the idea to go get more stuff to tie him up with. At this point, he already looked like a human caterpillar, but they left for the dollar store to get rubber bands. 10 minutes later, they came back with no bands, but an entire rope. I went inside to check on everyone and see when the cops were coming. 5 minutes later, I came back out to see they had somehow tied him upside down to a lamppost, leaving him hanging there. Everybody was still drunk, and the police response time was so slow that by the time they finally arrived 15 minutes later, we had brought our speakers outside and kept partying around the human caterpillar. I think someone even offered him a beer, but he couldn't drink it upside down. A few neighbors came out to tell us to turn the noise down, but after we explained who he was, they just laughed and were thankful we caught a burglar. When the cops arrived, they were desperately trying to seem serious, but we could see them hiding their smiles. They had been searching for this guy for a while and couldn't believe this was how they caught him. They weren't mad since we were all 18 and didn't actually hurt him, but the best part was when they got him down, they put him in their car and literally just drove off while keeping him in his caterpillar suit.